Hello everyone and happy Sunday. I haven't done one of these videos in a while. It's always about inspiration, what I feel like I need to bring out. So we're in the middle of the month and the beginning of 2023. And most people right around here, either they already gave up on what they were attempting to do, or they're really struggling. And the reason for that is because it really does take 3 weeks for someone to establish a habit. And we are creatures of habit. So if we don't get to those 21 days, we don't form that habit. So today was about, giving you truth, starting with truth, being truthful to yourself, and being accountable. Making yourself accountable. Did you really make it in your heart that decision that that's what you're going to do for 2023? That you're going to change whatever it is that you decided, whether it's lose weight, because so many people are struggling with that. That's why I put it up right on the top. I feel like a lot of people need to declutter the body in order to be able to connect with self. The reason I say that is because when you have a issue with overweight, usually you're getting some sort of disease that comes with it, because you're so abundant and all disease is caused from the stomach, that you'll focus on that disease and that will now rule your life. I run into so many people my age group that are struggling with diabetes, with high blood pressure. I'm 51 years old. And the thing is that we can always shift and change our habits so that we could, declutter again and get rid of those diseases and actually really focus on the purpose and not focus on the disease. So again, it's about focusing and making that decision of where you want to be and really sticking to it. And remember, you have will. And the first thing that I could tell you is to be geared by your heart, and you know what you need to do. Listen to your heart and take those actions to really embrace who you are. And again, you have to declutter the body, get rid of all the chaos. And how do you do that? Other than taking the steps and doing that accountability, it's a very easy, crossroads that we come across every single time. We make the decision of what we buy to put in our body. It's our will, we decide. And so it's our actions that matter. Our actions, not our words, because everybody's about changing and doing, but are you really doing it? Are you just dreaming? Because yes, you have to dream it, and then you have to take the steps to get there. And life takes you there. You just have to follow. And that means follow your heart, follow your truth, be truthful to yourself. And if anything you can grasp from this video today is that you need to be truthful. You need to be truthful, and you need to follow your heart. Not the lower realms of just following the, how can I say it? And it's not a lower realm, it's just more of your animalistic of who you are, that you go with desire, that you lead with desire instead of your heart. And we're human, we fall all the time. I'm not a saint here, but I'm telling you that I'm very truthful. That is who I am. I am truth. And that's because my actions match my words. We're not in a time of just speaking. We're in a time of feeling. We know, I could feel your vibration when you're lying. I could feel that. That's how in tune I am. And you could do it too. I'm no one special. But you have to take the steps to connect to your source, to God. And you have to be truthful. I have so many people that I know. And they're in every man, woman, but mostly men, that they get to a certain level and they feel that they could lie. They could lie with their partner, with the future partner, or with the person they're going to spend time with. And where I'm getting with this is that so many men of power, it's the old masculine. We'll start with that. It's the old masculine that it's very much of you get to a status and then now you can have multiple women. And some of them know about everything, or some just get the blind eye, and they accept it. It's because we accept it. We accept the lies because we feel what it is. You know, if we're with a partner, we know if they're truly lying or not, right? If we live with them. And I'm saying that because so many men, and let me get back to the truthfulness. The reason I'm talking about this is because I just finished watching the series of Vicente Fernandez, which is a very famous singer, amazing singer. I grew up listening to his music growing up. My family would listen to him, and he just passed away on 12/12/21 last year. And I watched his series, and I wanted to see what it was about. And today I had a conversation with my daughter, and she said, "Mom, why are you watching that?" Because she called me and said, "What are you doing?" And I said, "I'm finishing the series of Vicente Fernandez." And she goes, "Why are you watching that?" Because she knows the story. And it's very public that, you know, mis mexicanos, mis latinos que conocen a Vicente Fernandez, the people that know Vicente Fernandez, the picture that is painted on this new Netflix is, yes, his career, his struggles, but there's so many things that make him like he's not a womanizer. And that's a lie. I know because I met the man. And my daughter knows about this story because I shared it with her so that she could be aware. And I'm going to share it with you. I've never shared it publicly. But I feel like it's a time of truth. And it's we, the people, we, the women, or, you know, we glorify these people because of the position they're in, or because of, you know, how you idolize them, where it's a, you know, any type of power. I also watched the documentary on Hillside, the mega church, and it's, again, you idolize people and then they feel that they could do whatever they want because they have the power, they have the money. So again, so share this story, and I get this from, you know, multiple people because God has put me places so I could see things and I can witness things and live them. So about 20 years ago, 20 plus years ago, I was 29 at the time, I went to go see the concert of Vicente Fernandez, and it was front row. And the reason for that is because one of my really good friends was at that time, she was the wife of a guy that worked very closely with the Live Nation. He ended up being the CEO of Live Nation at one point, but at that time he was very much up, but, you know, not where he ended up. And so we got these tickets front row, and I was super excited. Again, I was 29 years old, and I'm seeing like him and his son. And so I was, you know, Alejandro Fernandez. Later on, I got to meet him, but in that moment, I didn't know him. And I see them upstage, and these are people that I grew up with listening to. So at one moment, when I'm in the front row, and this is like 5 girls that were in the front row, and, you know, we were very attractive. This was 21 years ago. We were, you know, in our prime time. We were dressed super cute. I don't remember what we were wearing, but we were front row. So, and I say that because, you know, they're singing to us. Both the Vicente Fernandez and Alejandro Fernandez are singing. And at one point, Alejandro takes off his necktie and hands it to someone. He throws it. So I'm thinking, oh my God, that's super cool, whatever, a souvenir. And when he didn't throw it randomly, he threw it at a girl. And then Vicente did the same thing. He grabbed his necktie and threw it at me. So I grabbed it. And I thought, cool, I have a souvenir from Vicente Fernandez. At this moment, you could see that Vicente was, it was at the end of the show almost. He was drinking on stage, so he was kind of stumbling. So he came off of the stage and just Alejandro stayed. And I think that was kind of part of the show. They would take turns singing alone and then they would sing together. So when that happened, one of the security guards came to me and said, "Are you the one with the bow?" And I'm like, I didn't understand at one point, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm the one that caught the bow." And he said, "Okay, el señor wants to talk to you," meaning the man wants to talk to you. And I'm like backstage, so I'm thinking I'm gonna go meet, this idol that I grew up with. And now let me tell you, he's in the age range around my father's age. My dad's 94. I think Vicente died in his 80s. But anyways, I looked at him as, an older man, that I had respect for. So immediately I tell my friends, give me the camera. Because this is, again, a long time ago when we didn't have the phones with the camera. So I had a camera and I took it with me. The security took me in the back. And let me tell you, we hadn't drank one drink at all because we didn't want to leave our seat because we were so into the concert. So we didn't want to leave to go buy a drink. So we were just, watching the show, sober as can be. And I get to the back and he has a drink poured. And I look at him and I'm like super excited. So I give the camera to the security guard. And I said, "Can you take a picture of us?" So in that moment, he hands me the drink. And then he said, "Here." And I'm like talking to him and I asked him, I said, "Can we take a picture?" And he's like, "Yes, you're so beautiful." He said something in Spanish. Las mujeres, he asked me where I was from and originally. And I said, "Jalisco." He said, "The most beautiful women come from Jalisco." And then he grabbed me to give me a kiss. And so I pulled back and I started laughing. And in that moment, the security guard took the picture, which I'll share, on this video. And I pulled back and I'm laughing and I tell him, wait, I have a huge crush on your son, not you. And he goes, "Oh, you want a son? I'll make you a son." And I'm like, "Wait, are you trying to tell me something?" Like, it was so weird because the man is, I didn't look at him in that way. And he was muy atrevido, no? And so I'm like, okay, I'm sure he gets to be with whoever he wants, but I was like not in that realm. And so the security took 2 photos. One when I'm pulling back and laughing, and one where we're actually looking at the camera. And it was at the end of the show. So he said, "Here's your, take your drink, go sit down." He's going to sit you back down to where you were at. And at the end of the show, which is one more song, meet me back here and I'll see you in a little bit. And I said, okay. And I left and I was like, this is kind of weird. I walked out with the drink and I didn't want the drink. It was some sort of like whiskey or something. And at that point I wasn't really into whiskey back then. And so when I came back, the girls were like, what happened? I was like, oh, I took some photos with him. And I was like, he tried to kiss me. And they just started laughing. And they, and they didn't make a comment. El viejito te quería besar, no el Alejandro, because of course we were there to see Alejandro. Alejandro was more our age group, which was the son. But anyways, I handed the drink to my friend and she drank it. So at the end of the show, the security again comes back and they're like, come on. And we're like, wait, I'm not going by myself. So I told all the girls, let's go. And we went to the front. The car was already ready. So they had like a caravan of cars and they had a Suburban. And they're like, get in. And me and the girls looked at each other and we're like, no, we're leaving. We're not getting in the car with them, right? So we ended up leaving. We went back to our hotel. This was in San Jose. And we were actually just there for the concert. I'm actually from Temecula area. So we went all the way to San Jose and we stayed there for a couple of days. So we get back to the hotel. The friend that I gave the drink to, she laid down and we started drinking in the hotel. Now, there was 5 of us that we were drinking. And my friend just, we thought she fell asleep. The next day, she told us that the weirdest thing happened because she only had that drink. that when she was laying there, she couldn't move. She could see everything, she could hear everything, but she could not move. And so immediately we thought, did he like put something in the drink? And this is not really about that, because I can't prove that there was something in that drink, but that's all she drank, and she got into that way. And so was this like the, date drug, did he put something in there so at one moment, you can't move, and he was expecting for me to get in the car? Now, I don't know, but I can tell you, and this is my truth, this is what I lived. I can tell you that the picture they paint of him not being mujeriego, him, not being, unfaithful to his wife on this show is ridiculous, because they focus on it so much. And it's not only that, it's not only him, it's so many people that I know, and I'm throwing names because these are big people. I'm not going to throw everybody under the bus, but this is my truth. But I've been in many places where I've met a lot of people of power, and from all walks, even Christian rappers that have this beautiful, these are recording artists that are Christian, and they paint this picture of being truthful and all of this stuff, but they all cheat on their wives. And I know because they've hit on me. And it's a lie. It's not so much about, oh, he's having sex with someone or trying to have sex with someone else. It's a lie. You're telling the person that you sleep with a lie. So when you're living a lie, how can you connect? And that comes in hand. Why do it comes in hand with how we treat our temple, our body. We started this video with wellness, decluttering the body. What's decluttering it of lies? Decluttering it of everything that's of a lower realm, because we're not in a time of words anymore. It's your actions. Don't preach that you're this person and then you're not. It's a lie. If you lie to the person you sleep with every day, then Jesus, what? Are they not going to tell lies to me, to everybody else? Yeah, they're liars. And if they're liars, then we can't. We don't know who they are. We don't know what they are. And that comes with every form of power. Most men, it's a very small percentage that's a true divine masculine that does not lie. When they lead with their divine masculine, a true masculine will be truthful and will lead the woman that nourishes them, not lies. Because in every aspect, I've seen the women that put up with this, they're the true heroes in the story, because they put up with it and they deal with it, because I guess ultimately you want these marriages to work. And that's why I'm telling you this. This is why I'm getting, here on this video, because I don't just make these videos just to put stuff out. It has to be a solution. And the solution is to make that your new path. Be truthful to you, because you're lying to yourself. You're lying to yourself. You're not living your truth. You're painting one thing, but you're doing another. And we're not in that time. Who you truly are your actions. You are your actions, not your words. You are what you do. If I say I want to be the best version of myself and I want to declutter, am I making myself accountable by eating maybe 2 cheeseburgers at one time, or this huge plate that in all reality our stomach is the size of our fist? Yeah, of course it expands the more food you put in there. And that's why I'm telling you, we need to declutter everything from literal physical matter which is what we intake, to our spiritual self. Be truthful. Remove the darkness. Bring everything to the light. That's where we're at. We're in 2023, and we're in time of revelations, time of being truthful. Everything shall be revealed. Everything's being exposed in real time. This video is being seen all around the world. And you know why I know that? Because me, myself, I connect with everybody in the world. Not me, God put me in a position where I got to meet brothers and sisters from around the world that I truly have a relationship with. And we follow each other. We're watching each other, and we're making ourselves accountable for who we are. Same-minded people. The majority of the people that are on this platform watching is because you know me, or you know me through somebody else that knows me. And I say that because just me, Nora Reynoso, can touch that many people. And together, imagine what we can touch. And so that's why this video is so important. I want you to share it. I want you to share the message. You don't have to physically share this video, but you can share the message about being truthful and being accountable, decluttering. I can drop so many other names because God has put me in positions, and God has opened doors. God has given me opportunities. I've seen them, and I've taken those steps. So I've been at places, Grammy parties, Emmy parties, the Playboy Mansion, places where people would only maybe dream of, because we put people on pedestals, and we think that these artists, these people, these we put them on this pedestal, so we think they're better than us. And no one's better than anybody else. No one is. We give them that. We are all the same, and maybe they're connected and they know who their true self is, or maybe they're just being caught up, because I feel like everybody gets caught up at one point, and it's through power and money that you get caught up if you're not centered in Christ, which means love. Christ equals love. That is the translation of Christ. It is being in your heart center, and being in your heart center is being truthful, not overpowering and feeling that you're in a position that you can do all this. Now, let me tell you, some of these people, they're okay with it. They're okay with it. I know people that are okay with this situation. And that's not lying. That's just an arrangement, right? Where they have the wife and they have all these people. And I've had that asked to me. Literally. Like, just out there. Would you, not would you want to, but do you want to be the other one? Because they already have their front and center. And to me, it was easy. No, I will never be the other one or second best. I believe in a partnership. Again, a true divine masculine only wants the partner to grow and be truthful, to lead, correct? Not to have this hierarchy. And that's what I'm here to remove. No one's better than anybody else. I'm not better than you. I've connected to source, so I know my truth. That's why I come to you with an open heart. No makeup, no filter, just me telling you this story of my truth that has worked for me, and it could work for you. It is following the steps, learning to unlearn. And it's super easy, because all you have to do is connect to your heart, which is source, which is Christ. Again, a lot of people, I'm not going to even name drop anymore. Again, it's about choice, and it's about us putting these people in those hierarchies. We need to stop. We're all the same. No one's better than anybody else. A lot of the old masculine energy, it was about taking over, and taking over in a very weak way, and that's deceiving. And it only works if we're agreeing with it. And I don't agree with anything but the truth. And so that's why I got on here, to tell you to be you, to be truthful. And it is a good time to change. Any time is a good time to change. If you tell the truth, if you follow the truth, you'll see how everything falls into place. Even if it's super hard, just let it out. You have the capacity to change, but the words have to match your actions, because you are your actions. And with that, I will close, sending you a lot of love, always, today. God bless.